Hey everyone! Thank you all for your patience as I have been posting kind of random content to try to stay in the algorithm. I had house guests last week, so I really wasn't able to focus on readings. I don't like to introduce too much outside energy and chaos into my readings, so I opted to not post anything new, or not film, actually. Opted to not film anything new during that time. Thank you, shout out to all my new Taurus subscribers. I love you guys, I appreciate you so much. I was flooded with a bunch of Taurus subscriptions last week, the week before, I don't know, I've lost track of time, but thank you guys so much. That was so cool to see. So today we're doing a collective just to get back on track. We're going to be inspired today by the solar eclipse coming up. The full moon solar eclipse in Pisces is happening on the 7th, I believe, or the 8th. One of those days, I'm not exactly sure what time. So Pisces, which is my sun sign, I know somebody asked that a couple weeks ago. I am a Pisces. I am a Cancer rising, late Cancer rising, with a Leo moon. So I also have a lot of Leo in my first house. It's where my black moon Lilith is and my Leo moon. So anyway, I'm a Pisces sun. And Pisces is about illusion, right? Pisces is about dreams, the ethereal, things that you can't fully discern in the material world, things that might be elusive. And Pisces is sort of about riding that line between the here and the not here. Like High Priestess energy, having one foot in the real world, one foot in the underworld, so to speak. So I'm inspired by that a little bit, and some other things and messages that I've just kind of been getting. So we're going to do 2 truths and a lie. And you can listen to all of them if you want. You can kind of pick one if you want. It's not really a pick a card because I'm not picking cards per se for you to choose. I'm just going to do 2 truths and a lie. And we're going to look at those things. So essentially 3 things that you don't really know fully, that you aren't fully aware of, and that may be revealing themselves at the time of this lunar eclipse. Okay? So I did pull some oracle cards before I turned on the camera just to kind of set the tone and get me primed. This is number 43, the unexpected blue moon. I'm pulling from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I wanted to make sure I got it right, so I'm looking over my shoulder here. Yes, the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So we have the unexpected, number 18, pleasure, waning gibbous 2. Didn't want to miss the little number there on the end. And number 9, first quarter moon, assessing. So those are just some little themes here that I pulled out for my reference, for your reference, things to contemplate. At the very end, I'm going to read these, all of these from the book if you're interested in that. But right now we're just going to kind of use them as benchmarks to get started. At the bottom of the deck is wisdom, waning gibbous 6, number 22. So already I'm seeing patterns here. We have 22, angel number, right? 43, which adds up to a 7, and 18 and 9, which are multiples of 3, but also 9 times 2 is 18. If you're into that. I'm also seeing 44 here, peeking out. Supermoon attraction. So I'm not going to go crazy with numbers and numerology, although I could. We're not going to do that. We're going to get into the tarot now. So I'm starting with the Ethereal Visions Tarot, which seems very Piscean to me. However, the bad news is this doesn't usually catch up on camera too well. It kind of gets washed out. But so let's get started here. Spirit for the collective. Give me 2 truths and a lie. What's the first truth? 5 of Swords. What's the second truth? Two of Wands. And what's the lie? That was quick. The Artist. Oh, interesting. This is a special card in this deck. So I'm actually going to have to look in the book to get the specifics on that. I haven't used this deck in a while. At the bottom of the deck, of course, we have the High Priestess. That Pisces moon energy coming out. So really quick, I'm going to show you the first truth is the, oh sorry, I said 5 of Swords. This is actually the 9 of Swords. Okay. I like that because it was a little confusing to me. I was looking at the imagery here and it wasn't traditional 5 of Swords. Now it makes sense. I just can't read. And the second truth is the 2 of Wands. And the lie is this Artist card. So I'm going to look at this Artist card right now. Very interesting to me that that would come out. And as the lie, no less, because it's a bit inaccessible to me because I don't know this card, right? Okay, so, oh, interesting. I don't know how to say this word. It's like the lost zodiac sign of Fucus or something. How do you say this? I'm sure some of you know this. You're probably born under that sign. I don't know how to say that. So that's interesting to me because it's like the sign that falls, I think it falls within Sagittarius, between Sagittarius and Capricorn, I want to say, like, or is it at the beginning of Sagittarius? I know somebody has to know this, right? But it's sort of been lost, forgotten. It's been lumped in with something else. So that is fascinating to me in itself. So this is card number 23. And it says, the artist is the vessel of creation. The card signifies mankind and shows when you need to open to the knowledge that is available if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. Okay. That's very interesting. I mean, immediately I'm thinking humankind. Okay, you're opening up to the knowledge that is available to you if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. But this is the lie. So there could be, like, this could, for me, this feels like maybe like news media, right? Social media. Things that you're hearing, different outlets, information that's coming in could be a lie. There could be a lot of manipulation going on in that realm, which of course wouldn't surprise me at all, guys. So yeah, matrix things, right? tuning into what's going on in the world doesn't necessarily tap you into divine knowledge. It actually distracts you and takes you away from it in many ways, because it's meant to do that, right? This is all mind games. I don't want to get on a like a conspiracy theory like soapbox and jump into left field here, trying to keep this within the realm of, you know, reality, quote unquote, as much as possible. But I'm sure some of you are right there with me on this and understand where I'm coming from when I say that the name of the game when it comes to news and the messages that we receive basically on a continuous daily basis at this point is manipulation, right? Commercials, societal messages. This is all basically garbage. And it is a lie, right? And it does take us out of our ability to tap into the spiritual realm. It takes us away from our own divine energy and our own sovereignty, right? It's kind of like feeding your mind poison. Okay, let's come back to that. I'm going to clarify these. So tell me, Spirit, about the Nine of Swords. What's the truth here with the Nine of Swords? Eight of Cups. One more. King of Wands. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. There's something here, okay, translate this to your life as it fits. But with the Eight of Cups and the King of Wands here, like, yes, something really is a never-ending nightmare that is not going to stop until you take action, until you decide. Eight of Cups is actually a Pisces card. It's the only card in the Rider-Waite with an eclipse depicted on the imagery. King of Wands, this is making me, okay, the message I'm getting is that you need to build a whole new world. Build a whole new, I don't know, world is what I'm hearing. I'm trying to translate that into like something more concrete, but it's like you need to create a whole new life for yourself outside of this never-ending nightmare. Now, for some of you, this could feel like your entire life is the never-ending nightmare, but for some of you, this is definitely a specific situation, right, that you, I think, are actively trying to cut out of your life. You're actively debating on whether or not to cut it out of your life, but it's like you just maybe don't. It's like you're not sure. Right? You could be making excuses or thinking that maybe if you wait a little longer, give it more time, it's going to change on its own. No, it's up to you to change it. It's up to you to make that decision. The Nine of Swords is often a card of like kind of letting yourself be a victim, right? It's like not taking control of this situation. Like being in bed, immobilized, things like this. All you have to do is get out of that bed. All you have to do is tune out the voices, tune out. I feel like this kind of goes with the lie. Tune out the messages. And once again, the King of Wands to me is a very in control energy. He's a very take charge energy. He's a builder. He's an entrepreneur, a visionary. But the Wands cards are also about like drive and motivation, right? Action. And I feel like that is what is needed here. You need to take the action to step away from a situation. And I think you already know intuitively that it's not going to change and that it's going to continue driving you crazy. And you're going to continue waking up to the same old nightmare unless you boss up and leave it behind. I want one more card in that. Anything else on this Nine of Swords? Temperance. See, I told you. I told you. The time is an illusion, right? Giving the fact that you thinking that giving this more time is going to work things out isn't true. It's not, you've waited long enough. It's time to, once again, channel this King of Wands energy and make something better out of this situation. Turn it around, right? Use that anxiety. For some of you, if this is anxiety, if this is insomnia, in that instance, these cards to me would say, like, make use of that, right? I know that's easier said than done, right? Some of us have jobs, and if we don't sleep, then we are exhausted and we can't, we have to be at work at a certain time and on. But if you're not sleeping anyway, what else can you do with that time, right? What else can you do with that anxiety besides sit in it? Besides worry, what else can you do with that energy? Transmute the energy into action, into building. I don't know what this is, but I feel like it goes right into the Two of Wands for a lot of you too. It's just like building a new world, envisioning a new world, envisioning a new life. It could be creative, like a creative project, journaling, drawing. We do have the Artist card here. So whatever you need to do, whatever feels right for you, to create the vision, whether in your mind, on paper, in words. And I feel like that's like that makes it real, more real somehow, if that makes sense. Okay, let's look at the Two of Wands here. With the Two of Wands, I mean, I feel like this is like, the truth is, right? Nine of Swords. There's some situation for some of you that is just a never-ending nightmare that's never going to stop, and it's like it's up to you to get out of it. It's up to you to decide that you're not the victim, that you're not being held captive. And with the Two of Wands here, for the second truth, I feel like the truth is you have the world in your hands, and this card is about a vision, right? It's so funny to me right now because this card is about envisioning a new life. This is about walking away from an old life, something that you've already done, holding the world in your hands and seeing the opportunities that are still available to you, which are limitless. Limitless. We had the High Priestess. We still do. She's looking at me right now. Unlimited potential, unlimited opportunities. The key is just to see it, to envision it somehow, whatever is best for you. I know some people are very visual, like they need to see something physically, and other people are very like mental, and we can see things internally and picture the vision in our mind. Whatever it is that you do to make something intangible feel more real. Does that make sense? Let's see what else. Two of Wands. Tell me more about the truth with the Two of Wands. I'll take it. The Hermit. Okay. One more. The Nine of Cups. One more. Page of Cups. All right, we're basically just repeating the Sun. All right, for some of you, this is about hesitation, not feeling like you're healed, not feeling like you've gotten the lesson, or not feeling like you're ready to close out a cycle, okay? You are. The Hermit. the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups. You have a dream inside of you. It could be a childhood dream for some of you with the Sun card here and the Page of Cups. This is like getting in touch with that child, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like getting in touch with that, like, childish wonder. It doesn't sound right. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. But like a sense of wonder, right? The sense of awe at life. But it's also understanding that you have the wisdom, that you have acquired the knowledge and the preparation necessary. Right over here, we have the Wisdom card. And I knew it was going to be important for some reason. And then the Hermit comes out, okay? There's a light inside of you. It's like you're afraid to shine it. I feel like that light is wrapped up in a dream or a wish that you're hiding, that you're concealing. I mean, maybe because you had to protect it. But sometimes when we protect things too much, they die, right? We smother them because we're unwilling to let them out. We're unwilling to let them be seen, to let them live, to let them have a life. And I feel like that is the truth, that you need to shine that light. You need to make that wish. You need to let the light be seen. I don't know if you can see the imagery here, but she's holding this glowing lily pad here in her hands. She is blowing here on this wishy flower or a star that she's holding. I can't tell what it is. It doesn't matter. But it's glowing. And the Hermit here has the lantern. It's like you need to release it. You need to enjoy it. There's something... pleasure. Right? Pleasure. It's like you need to let the light out. See? How it's surrounding her? You need to give yourself permission. And that's really all I have to say about that. You need to give yourself permission to dream. You need to give yourself permission. I mean, that is very Piscean energy. You need to give yourself permission to follow your dreams, to live your dreams, to be a child sometimes, because children are free. Children are uninhibited. They feel joy without asking permission, right? That's just life for them. That's just life. It's just normal. It's just natural to feel joy, to feel happiness, to pursue pleasure. But yeah, I think some of you are feeling like you're not ready, or that you're not smart enough to do something or to pull something off. Or like maybe you feel like you can't create or build. I mean, and no one's saying you have to do anything completely on your own. We have this card of the unexpected. There are two people here, see? One of them's leaning on the shoulder of the other. I feel like this is like the message. It's like when you allow yourself to be free, when you allow yourself to be who you are, when you allow yourself to reveal your light, other people can see it. And that's when you unexpectedly encounter them, right? If you're hiding in the dark with the Hermit here, no one can see you, no one can find you. I hope that makes sense. Let's dig into this Artist card. What is this Artist card for the lie, Spirit? Please tell me. The The Eight of Wands, I told you. This is like some kind of mass media, like this is like a flooding, being overwhelmed. The Emperor. One more. The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. I saw the Wheel of Fortune before I turned on the camera and I was shuffling the Ethereal Visions deck. This is the Crystal Visions deck, by the way, that I'm clarifying with. I saw the Wheel of Fortune so many times. It kept popping out and I was just trying to shuffle. And the Wheel of Fortune for me is Jupiter energy. I associate it more with Sagittarius than Pisces. But Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, so we overlook that and we focus on the Neptune aspects of Pisces. Pisces is a dual sign, right? Two fish swimming in opposite directions. So we overlook the Jupiter aspects of Pisces a lot, but Pisces is most definitely ruled by Jupiter. We have a lot of Sagittarius energy here too. I don't know if that's relevant. We have Sagittarius. I saw Leo. Pisces is here. Now we have Aries. So, yes, the lie. The lie is that all of these messages control you, right? The lie is that perhaps the messages coming from someone who is trying to control you are true. For some of you, this could be a father figure. Maybe someone who was abusive to you, trying to control you. It doesn't matter. But they flooded you with false messages that aren't true. Your history is not your future. Your parents, your family, that doesn't have to have anything to do with you. It does not. Some people like to honor it and dwell in it, and, you know, that's fine. That's fine if you have that connection, if you have that soul tie, if that brings you joy or understanding or, you know, a sense of rootedness that's positive for you. But that's not everyone's story, and it does not have to be your story. So you don't have to repeat any sort of maladaptive behavior. You don't have to repeat the addictions, the traumas, the abuse of anyone in your lineage. Like, you can break that cycle. I just had a reading recently. I don't remember what sign it was for or what it was about, but that was distinctly one of the messages, is that you are breaking these chains of trauma, right? You're breaking generational curses. You're healing generational wounds, generational trauma. You're resetting it. You're setting the new standard. And once again, for some of you, for some of us, this could be about the world in general, the media, the toxic messages of the Matrix, all of these things telling us that nothing can ever change, that this is how it is, even if how it is has nothing to do with how it used to be, right? Wanting us to believe that nothing is possible and that this is how it is and this is how it's always going to be, and that you are not in control and that someone else is in control, and that none of that's true. None of that's true. None of these messages, regardless of where they're coming from, have anything to do with you. You are an artist in your own life, and you decide what the picture looks like. You decide what you're painting on your own legacy. Nobody else, not even your parents. That's up to you. You're the emperor of your own life. So don't believe the lies that anybody tells you. You decide who you are. Okay. I'm going to wrap up with reading these oracles. If this is where you leave, thank you for being here. Again, I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate your subscriptions so much. I'm so happy when it seems like things are resonating with people. That's really my goal. I'm not doing this for me. Alright, we're going to start with assessing, because I'm not sure how this card fits in. It didn't really stand out to me as I was reading the tarot. So it says, it's time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you are honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this, but I will read this part here that stands out. Now is the time to look carefully at all aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you've set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want the same end results? If the answer is no, ask yourself what you can do to maintain momentum and head towards what you now desire. Very much so, these two piles here with the Nine of Swords and the Two of Wands. And I understand if that's where you're at. I understand. I've been there before too. Sometimes we set a goal and we set our eyes on something and we work so hard and we get so engrossed in it that we forget to stop and check in with ourselves and ask ourselves, like, do I still want this? Am I still working toward this goal for any reason other than I decided to start doing it? Very important. Okay. Number 18, pleasure. Are you taking life too intensively or too seriously? The time has come to call in the pleasures of life. Seek lightheartedness at this time. Focus on what would make you happy. Schedule in activities you find pleasurable. And it says back here that a companion stone or metal to this card is turquoise. Once again, I don't want to read all of these things, but the saying here says, I open myself up to the pleasures of life. I already talked about that, 100%. 43, which might be the very last card, is it? Nope. Okay, 43, blue moon, the unexpected. No matter how well you plan, there's always room for the unexpected to occur. Build your resilience as rare occurrences can happen. A visitor you have not seen in a long time may re-enter your life. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope there was something in this that was helpful to you. And happy full moon in Pisces. I will see you probably before that occurs with some sign-specific readings very shortly. Take care, and thanks again for your support.